Here we are as a people with one voice, with one song. We're a nation undivided and poised. We will take a stand and build our land in faith to defend what is ours.
Dear Nigeria, it was all sincerity and profuse swear that I am writing this piece, with a heavy wrist that supports my weak fingers in expressing the thought of a born talking but made dumb Nigerian who is afraid to be charged with hate speech. The thought of a child clothed in harmattan dust without hope for dinner at the dusk. The thought of a market woman whose children, Kate and Faith school pay have eaten up their profit without assurance for future job in a government office. The thought of a farmer who have absconded his farmland for the fear of an unknown masked X-Men. The thought of an unheard loud cry of a girl child trapped in Sambisa forest who has a will but enforced to speak their wish. The thought of a man behind the bar who is kept in custody for alleged treason, the same thing you did when the seat of power was not yet in the circle of your cabals. The thought of a street hawker with multiple university certificates but without having a relation with a popular face in the upper chamber to guarantee his stay in an office place. The thought of a poor man whose heartfelt expression is termed as threats, unlike the rich, whose comment is seen as contribution to the nation's interests. The thought of an average citizen who never had anything in common with the president except that wherever he sleeps is called a residence, who designed this system. The thought of the parents of Ugonna, Lloyd, Tekena Shidiaka, 4 promising students killed and burnt on the streets of Alu, and exactly 7 years today, justice is still carrying the stigma of judicial rape and staying aloof. The thought of Owolabi Precious, a boy who left home for national assignment but never returned home because of impact of a stray bullet, another victim of your negligence. The thought of gallant officers who vow to protect the citizens' lives and properties, defending us beyond limits, left loved ones at home with the hope of coming back to tell their stories, but gradually being killed in hundreds and let down below 6 feet. Oh, Nigeria, you recall that men who called themselves officials transported themselves across the border of Niger to buy your men like shares. You were deceived with abolishment of slave trade, but introduction of foreign culture and religion became mainstay. 1884 colonization broke our internal bond. The brass straps of our nation's breast sagged, and the white god sucked our milk while we became the onlookers. Have you quickly forgotten? The estimated 2,000 people in the village of Satiru killed in response to 70 black soldiers, 1 British and 2 civilians that were killed, supervised by Lord Lugard and Sultan of the then Sokoto. 1914 amalgamation was an unwanted union, and even Lugard had no clear intention. But who dare challenge the roar of a lion when you are not in the lineage of God of Iron? Fast forward to 1960. 76 years of white sovereignty. Alarms sounded. The skies kissed. The local gods drank in the same cup, for the time of foreign gods are over, and the queen had missed the inner room duty to her husband. Enauro suggested. Balewa agreed. Awolowo explained. Azikiwe reasoned. So the white gods thought we now have a reason to develop ourselves with our own thinking. Thus, independence, and they bid us farewell. So on paper we got independence from the British rule and grip, but still dependent on their ethics and schemes. Religion came to divide us. Politics subtly came to rank us. We copied their entire system with nothing left except the things that are right. No matter the remoteness of your village, ballot boxes will find its way. Everyone is important during campaign, but after the election, they go put you for your lane. Our roads are not plain. Accidents is a common thing. To fly in the air, you guys stay okay. And if at all you complain, no one feels your pain. So the safest journey in Niger is the one you never embarked on. 59 years of independence, we still shout up NEPA. Even the energy we use to shout is enough to give us a stable light. Police is your friend if only you can bend your ends. They are made to protect, but not them need and pass. After all, they close their office for security reasons. Our young girls are now ballot bosses. The boss want to vote in. This job could be yours, just bend your knees. Our leaders are holding brooms, yet our problems are swept under the carpet. And the citizens like Esau have sold their birthright during the election time for a bag of rice. Colonization didn't end as you think. I think people just change colors of their skin. Ask your president. Aso Rock has a link to Buckingham Street. So the question is, how? How do I explain to my child that some snakes in my country have more money in their burrows than some professors have in their treasury? I belong to everyone, but I belong to nobody. So where does Leah Shuaibu belong in this declaration? For me to be deputy president of Senate, let me try and rehearse with the lifting of the mace. I can as well steal it if no one is challenging me and say, stop it. A dancing senator in the legislature, and you are still wondering why the system is in shackles. Or shall we quickly forget the drama of a woman beater who still dates addressed as distinguished? I think democracy is unfair. To have kept its demonstration and unleashing the crazy stuffs on the nation. Who then shall speak and act? The Nigerian knot is loose and the boat is sailing to a doom. Shall we turn to the hand of time to raise for us a John Knox who will tighten the knots? Everyone is sad with him, but we still show big grins to prove I better pass my neighbor on our money assembly social media. Dare we drop our sorrows for today and forget the trouble that looms for tomorrow? Nigeria. It is high time we form the team which has truth in defense, unity and love in the midfield, and determination and faith in attack, and play against this corruption, impunity, nepotism, selfishness, ethnicity, and bad leadership. 2 Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14 says, if my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from the wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and will heal their land. I diligently and patiently await your response to this divino humanity call, or else I will be forced to ask, is this the Nigeria that our heroes passed forth for, or we should await another Nigeria?